Number 1. After the death of his uncle, Tycho went to study at the University of Rostock in 1566. Tycho and his cousin attended their professor's engagement party. There, they got drunk and argued over who was the better mathematician. But since they were both adults, they apparently settled the matter by talking it out. I'm just with you. They apparently challenged each other to a sword fight to decide who was better at math. The duel caused Tycho to lose the bridge of his nose and get a wide scar across his forehead. But even if he lost part of his nose, he won in the end in a sense. At least when it came to his drip after being wounded, he would wear fake noses made of copper, and on special occasions, even wore noses made of silver or gold, and incidentally only used paste and cheap glue to reattach his noses when they fell off. The following year, he returned to Denmark, where he also renewed his relationship with his biological parents, who had been supportive of his astronomical career. His astronomical career, he also began 2 completely new and strange relationships. First, he adopted a new pet. Number 2. Despite Tycho's scientific acumen, he became fascinated with astrology and alchemy, performed astronomical duties for the Danish monarchy, and, as a man of science, obviously hated every second of it. Imagine being a leading astronomer, able to predict various astronomical events, and your king forces you to predict his future based on the month of his birth. And that motivated him. His future based on the month of his birth. But when it came to the practice of alchemy, he was very motivated. He had 2 goals as an alchemist. One was traditional, to turn ordinary shit into gold and silver. The other was less traditional. He wanted to find a substance that would serve as a medicine that would cure all diseases. Every disease, perhaps in order to help as many people as possible, or perhaps just to restore his lost nose. But despite all the strange things in this castle, Brahe was able to observe the stars and planets with unprecedented accuracy, creating the first truly reliable corpus of astronomical data. Unfortunately, Uraniborg was demolished after King Frederick's death, and King Christian decided that he was not Tycho's biggest fan. And this troubled relationship with King Christian would begin the last chapter in Tycho's eccentric life. You can see that the king's hatred of Tycho was not entirely accidental. Number 3. Brahe died less than 2 weeks after this dinner. Another theory surrounding his death claims that he was poisoned by his most famous student. None other than Johannes Kepler. One of Brahe's contemporaries was Johannes Kepler, another incredibly influential astronomer. Brahe's habit of hiding his research and data frustrated Kepler, and some believe, although Kepler did admit to breaking ethical norms by taking Brahe's research after his death, modern historians have concluded that all of these versions of Brahe's death are likely to have been invented, because Brahe were made up, because Brahe Tycho was having sex with the Queen, so he was poisoned. The theory that he was poisoned is a surprisingly fitting cause of death. For this madman, the 2010 exhumation revealed that Tycho died in a much more banal way. He had to urinate during lunch in Prague. Tycho had drunk too much, as had his pet moose in front of him, and he had to defecate. But according to tradition, guests could not get up before the king. So Tycho held it and held it and held it for so long that he earned himself a bladder infection and died 11 days later. As he died, he wrote his own epitaph and summed up his life by saying that he lived like a sage.